everybody, this is Corey and I am the Yooper Linen Lady. For those who don't know, I am a reseller who resells on eBay, Etsy, Mercari, and Poshmark. Now I have been a reseller since 2003 and I went ahead and took my business full-time in 2020. And so today, this is going to be a different type of episode because this also applies if you are a collector. And the other day, I couldn't help but notice, I was watching a reselling video and someone was describing an item from the 1970s as mid-century modern. And that, just kind of set off alarms, right? And we've all made the mistake of listing items that we call mid-century modern because a lot of us just don't know exactly what it is. Now, I want to specify that mid-century modern is completely different than a mid-century item, okay? Mid-century modern is a decor style that did originate in the late 40s, early 50s after World War II. The space race began, and we're looking towards space, right? We're looking towards to going to the moon. And so everything took a very futuristic look, and it was a trend. And like today, there's lots of trends, right? So mid-century modern is a design style that was popular in the late 40s. It really didn't take off till about the mid 50s though. And it went into the 60s a little with the type of furniture, the designs. Mid-century modern has a lot of it has a chrome look, bright, shiny silver, right? If we're talking about kitchen appliances. And the lines are very, the lines of a mid-century modern piece, like if you're looking at a piece of furniture, are very clean. They don't have floral designs or floral patterns. Instead, they have the atomic star pattern, right? Or the starburst pattern, which I'm going to show you those patterns so you have a good idea what they are. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of history today about what mid-century modern is. And it's something that is old, but has a more modern appeal. Now, collectors know what they're looking for. And if you're a collector, you know what I mean. However, when we type in eBay, okay, I'm looking for a mid-century modern plate, for instance, what's going to come up in the search is going to be 500 plates that are just mid-century. They don't have anything to do with mid-century modern. Same thing with kitchenware, serveware. Same thing with any type of decor item, right? We see something that's old, we want to put in MCM or mid-century modern to draw buyers, but it is misleading and we have to stop that. And I did it. And I think I have a few old listings that still have the mid-century modern in them when they're not. And so I have to go back and I have to say, okay, I need to correct this listing. I need to revise it because this is not mid-century modern. So let me just show you a few pieces I have, okay? So this right here, I'm going to hold it up. This is a Homer Laughlin Triumph serving bowl. Now, see how the edges they're very clean and they're very, they are curved, right? And then look at the edge. See, it has that silver chrome looking edge right here on the top as well. This is a beautiful piece of mid-century modern. It has that modernistic flair, right? And while it still has, this is a Woodland Triumph piece, right? So it still has some stylized leaves right here. However, the shape and the silver trim makes this mid-century modern. Now, this was manufactured, this pattern came out in late 1958, really 1959, and it was very popular. This came out with another pattern that's I can't think of right now. But yes, this is a mid-century modern piece. And the only reason why I still have this in stock is that it has a little hairline crack, and I don't see where it is right now, but there is a small crack in this bowl, and it's very unfortunate because it is a beautiful piece. So this is mid-century modern. Now, made in the same time period, we have this plate. Now this is Royal Doulton, the Kirkwood pattern, okay? This was manufactured probably between like 1948 and throughout like 1960 or the very early 60s, right? And this is not mid-century modern. There's nothing modern about this. It's a very traditional style. They actually made different colors in this pattern, but this is just a very traditional mid-century style, not mid-century modern, mid-century style, okay? Now, let's take this. Now, I've just showed this in another video, but this is a perfect example of mid-century. There's nothing modern about this. It's very traditional. And this is an older tablecloth. It is made out of heavy cotton. And if you can see the colors, this is not a true green, okay? And I will talk about that on another video because there's a reason why this is not true green. Anyway, this is mid-century, not mid-century modern, okay? Then we have these very pretty avocado green napkins, right? Lace trim, very nice. Now these were probably made in the late 60s, maybe even early 70s. So these may be mid-century, but not mid-century modern, okay? And when I talk about mid-century, I'm talking about 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, okay? Because that is mid-century, right? If you're talking about a piece in the 1930s, that's really at the beginning of the 20th century. If you're talking about a piece from the 70s, that is the later part of the 20th century. That is not mid-century, right? So this is probably early 70s, which, okay, we can let that slide. We have this tablecloth that I covered my table with. This is a little Christmas tablecloth. See that? It has all the pretty, pretty floral Christmas. And this was probably made in the 60s or early 70s as well. So if I call this mid-century, it would be pushing it, okay? But I am going to show you something I just sold that is mid-century modern. So let's look at some pictures now, and I'm going to show you more examples of mid-century modern versus mid-century. Okay, everyone. This is a great example of mid-century modern, okay? This is a vintage Christmas tree topper. It's Heavenly Reflecting Light, that's the title, from Bradford Company. Now, I did not put mid-century modern in my title. I just put down that it was complete and that was a tree topper. I just didn't have enough space to put MCM. But this is a very, very good case of mid-century modern. Why? Because it has this reflective light in the background, right? And what this tree topper does, there's a light bulb behind the angel, and there's also this red piece right here, which makes the red light. So this is how you get the reddish glow. However, just the look of the reflector itself, being the silver chrome look, this is mid-century modern. And I did sell this on a best offer of $74. And this was in very, very good condition. So yes, anything that is mid-century modern like this, it sells very, very quickly. So that is absolutely mid-century modern. Okay, let's get some pictures here too. Something else that's mid-century modern is this. So this is just a, it was a casserole dish or a serving dish, you know, you bring to like a potluck or whatnot. And you have your food in there and it looks very, kind of has that dome shape like, you know, a UFO or a space capsule. It looks very, very futuristic. So right there, that is just a great example of mid-century modern. Something that's not mid-century modern are these curtains right here. Now this is coming out of a catalog in the 50s, and these are just your lace traditional curtains. They have that mid-century, very feminine look to them, right? So this is mid-century. Okay, now let's look at another mid-century modern piece. Okay, so right here we have the starburst pattern. And so this is a very, very popular motif with mid-century modern. Okay, and then we have this fruit wallpaper. So this is a decor item that was very popular in the mid-century, in the 1940s and 1950s, even 1960s, was having a fruit motif, right? Like in your kitchen, for example, you would have this wallpaper and then you'd have some like chalkware, wall decor items that were, you know, in the shape of fruit. So fruit was a very popular decorative item. And then, again, this is mid-century. Okay, and I want to show you now right here, this is mid-century modern. This is the mid-century modern linen. Just because of this, like the trim is very modern looking, right? It has the shapes, you have that abstract look to it. And for something being that old, like mid-century, that what gives it the mid-century modern description, the title. Okay, then we're going to go back to mid-century, and here's another tablecloth, and it just has a floral medallion pattern on it. Mid-century, not mid-century modern. Okay, then we have, this is Franciscan ware, and this is their atomic star pattern in their dish set. Very iconic. I love this pattern. It's just so cool. And you know, the colors you want to look for with mid-century modern besides the silver is also the turquoise blue. Turquoise blue, the lime greens, the yellows. Those distinct colors go hand in hand with mid-century modern. Okay, we have different wallpapers, and I know this may be a little bit small to see. I got this from an old catalog, but these are just very, they're just very graphic types of wallpaper, right? You have a circus, you have just some, a floral print. These are mid-century. They are not mid-century modern. Okay? There's nothing really, I mean, these are a little bit abstract, but it doesn't show the same style as the mid-century modern would. Okay, and here's some mirrors, some vanity mirrors from the 50s. And you see it has the silver chrome edges, especially here on the towel holders and stuff. But do you see how the lights, they have more of a futuristic look. You know, there's not anything traditional or feminine about this. It's very, very straight lines, defined lines, you know, and mid-century, if you're just looking at a mid-century piece, you might, and if you look at a vanity, then you might have like fluted shades on the sides of the mirrors, you know, like a more traditional floral motif, right? So that's a good way to find the difference as well, right? Mid-century is pretty much florals, soft colors, some bright colors. It depends on the time period. But mid-century modern is very defined lines. You're going to have that chrome. It's going to be more evidence. You know, it's going to stick out more. Here is another mid-century modern motif. This is just a sign. It just kind of shows you. Here we go with the blue. Now you have more prime colors in this, but you have the space designs here, stardust, and you have this little motif right here. So yeah, that is mid-century modern. So I really hope that this video helped today in defining what exactly was mid-century versus mid-century modern. So leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. I really, really do appreciate all of the likes I've been getting lately and the new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. In later videos, what I'm going to do, I'm going to define certain decades, right? So I'm going to talk about the 1940s. I'm going to talk about the 1950s, the 1960s, the 1970s, 80s, 90s. And this way, you know what you're looking at. So if you come across, a home decor item or a linen, right? And you see the colors, the style, the floral patterns, you'll know automatically what decade is coming from. So yeah, I look forward to doing those with you. And y'all, thank you so much. And I will see you on the next episode.